reach out to, make the fight. But we didn't know how serious it was. Me and Ryan, we just basically got on the phone. I told him everything I wanted. And, I am a competitor. And, when I first started out boxing, when I took it serious and, I was like, this what I'm going to do. I wanted to be, I said, I'm going to be great in the sport. I'm going to be the best. I'm not in here to be, just a competitor. I'm not in here to be just one of the other guys. I want to be the best. I want to be the guy. So it hasn't, nothing has changed. So the world get to see me face it. But, I'm going to rise even higher than I was before.
Now that you're taking care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
A knockout.
45 seconds up, Q. Stay sharp, baby.
Bro, I'm real, bro. I'm for real. And put anybody in there in front of me, I'm gonna say the same thing. I'm gonna stop them. Put your money on it.
Recently, Keyshawn Davis delivered a big TKO win over Jermaine Ortiz in his junior welterweight debut and immediately used that stage to call out Devin Haney for a future fight, shaking up the boxing world.
My question to you is, you called out Devin Haney. You talked the other day, and I told you what Mickey Bay said about Devin Haney and you fight. I talked with somebody that you might know from when you were younger, Coach Sean from Norfolk, Virginia. He told me, when it come to fighting, Keyshawn Davis is just a mean little dude. Like, you can come, you want to box and do all that. He love to fight. Now, I asked you this about Mickey when it came to Devin Haney. Now that you're taking care of business, how does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
A knockout.
Say less.
Haney responded directly on social media. Haney replied to the call-out aimed at him with a very concise message. Keyshawn, let's do it, signaling that he acknowledges Davis's challenge and isn't dismissing the idea outright. Keyshawn Davis fired back confidently, saying he'd beat Haney by knockout if they faced off, and insists he's ready for top-level competition.
I was going to say, Devin said, let's do it. I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted Keyshawn, let's do it.
He said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted something like that. Yeah.
Well, it was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2022.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
And make money, it makes sense.
Davis insists he'll fight anybody and isn't afraid of big names, saying he's for real and will stop whoever's put in front of him as he chases elite opponents like Devin Haney, Lewis Crocker, and Dalton Smith to prove himself at the highest level.
47. You set your targets publicly on Devin Haney, #1 welterweight by ring, most estimations right now, champion. Why is that? Why Devin Haney? And you have half the amount of professional fights he has. Do you think that's something? There's enough in it for him when he's.
I was 6-0 fighting people with 30+ fights, bro.
I don't mean it from that. What I mean is
stopping him.
Why is he
stopping? No, I'm playing. I'm playing, bro. Nah, why Devin Haney, bro? Honestly, because he's a star. He's a superstar.
You're asking that question. I felt like that's what it was. But go ahead.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm ready to fight anybody. So I'm going for the stars.
Davis blasted Devin Haney, saying that although Haney moved up in weight since 135 pounds, he still doesn't hit hard and lacks knockout power, claiming he'd be able to stop him and that Haney hasn't shown real punching strength at higher weights yet.
I have no problem against you, bro, but we talking business right now. I will knock Devin out for sure. For sure.
You don't think he's hitting a little harder at 47 than he was at 35 and 40 growing into that weight? That's a no.
It looked like it.
It looked like it.
It looks
to
like
us,
it.
Keyshawn.
To me.
That's good.
Let's see how hard I hit January 31st.
I like it.
Do you think you're already a bright enough star that he'd be willing to take? Because, as a businessman, risk reward. You think you bring enough to the table that he'd want to take the fight? He would take the fight?
Hopefully, bro. I hope he would take the fight. In terms of answer your question, a bright enough star, he's already entertaining me on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So I guess he sees some money potential in this fight right here. But what I would like to do is I would like to become champion because that just speaks for itself. Once I come to the champion with the table, you can't play with me.
Davis says Devin Haney never showed him respect since their early days, and he believes Haney has always underestimated him, claiming Haney didn't see him as a serious threat and failed to acknowledge his skills, even as Davis has climbed the ranks toward elite opponents.
And what's the situation with you and Dev?
Yeah, I never with Cuz.
Why?
Because Cuz never with me.
On what tip?
Bro, it was like times where me, I was always around Shakur as an amateur and shit. So Shakur introduced me to Floyd, Devin Haney, all that type of shit. So there's a hell of times around Devin Haney and we 24 fitness playing basketball, regular shit before niggas became celebrities type shit. Or just who we are today. And nigga never even looked me in my eyes. Nigga never showed me respect. Like Shakur always like, yo, this nigga Keyshawn, this, that, third. He be like, for real? That nigga still a kid. And like, he just never gave me my respect.
He sunned you.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bitch ass nigga, you know goddamn well, nigga, now I'm here, nigga. And everything Shakur been saying, nigga, I lived up to it and then some. What you talking about? And he's still like, his father it's crazy because my beginning of my professional career, his father used to be like, oh, the businessman. Was you like dap me up.
My man.
And,
so you always
Dev,
was the businessman.
And Dev was keep his face forward and like, dang, I can't get no pat. Like, nigga, we African American, you can't show me no type of love. You're weird.
All right, well, how about this?
So you've been a businessman.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Since like an amateur.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Keyshawn Davis showed up and publicly challenged Bill Haney, asking him to promote this fight with Devin Haney, saying he's ready to step up and that if Haney won't support making the matchup happen, Davis will still beat Devin in the ring, pushing for respect and positioning himself for a high-profile bout.
So the way, but listen, you still got an opportunity when you go handle your business right here, because you know me and you are in the DM, correct? And you know you told me that you would look like an opportunity. I believe you.
Not Jermaine. Now what we doing?
The same thing that we talked about we were going to do in the DMs before you picked Jermaine.
2026, we doing it.
You promise?
You promise. You the promoter.
Well, I got you. Listen, in the DMs, I got your word on it. All right, just stand on it. Good luck, handle that business, okay? All right.
Keyshawn has evolved as a fighter, showing improved power, discipline, and focus by stopping Jermaine Ortiz, the first to finish him. Even though Ortiz had previously gone the distance with elite fighters like Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, proving Davis is rising fast toward top-level competition.
Keyshawn Davis returned to the ring, stopping Jermaine Ortiz, something that Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko couldn't do against Jermaine Ortiz. Heck, they had tough battles with Ortiz. Keyshawn relatively was in control and made this look easy. All right, let's talk about the first half of this fight. It was a very awkward and ugly fight as Jermaine Ortiz was moving all around, kind of jittery. Something we anticipated Jermaine Ortiz would do. That's kind of how he fights, really awkward type. Keyshawn Davis was like, all right, cool. The jab was phenomenal for Keyshawn. Yes, the power punches through like the first half of the fight were even. The jab was way in favor of Keyshawn Davis. That's how he was able to keep Jermaine Ortiz at range. So when Ortiz tried to come in quickly, Keyshawn wasn't having any of it. Then the second half of the fight, really rounds 8 through 12, Jermaine Ortiz realized, I can't keep doing that. I'm going to have to just stand right in front of him and kind of box and try and land some shots. Because Ortiz did land some shots on Keyshawn, nothing of note. And then when he stood in front of him, man, Keyshawn picked him apart. The jab, the right hand, the left hand, hooks. I'm telling you everything. Keyshawn Davis is back. In the 11th round, stops him with drops him with a body shot. Goes to the head, nice right hand. Then you can see on the replay, he looks down, sees Ortiz is covering with his hands up here, looks at the body, sees it wide open, left hand to the body, drops him. Ortiz has to take a knee. Then the 12th round, Ortiz has an awful left eye, swollen, basically shut. They're like, all right, last round, let's go ahead. Keyshawn, 15 seconds left, does what he needs to do, gets the stoppage. The TKO ref says, yeah, no, I can't do it anymore. I can't watch this. And Keyshawn Davis is back. Hey, he called out Devin Haney immediately after the fight. He wants to go up to 47. Already looked pretty big, looked strong at 40, but says, hey, I can go to 47.
Davis reflected on his debut at 140 pounds, noting that he felt unexpectedly comfortable and confident in the new weight class. He described feeling physically stronger and more resilient than anticipated, allowing him to absorb his opponent's punches without losing momentum. Throughout the fight, Davis maintained consistent energy, pacing himself strategically while steadily wearing down Jermaine Ortiz. He explained that even as the rounds progressed, he was determined to secure a stoppage, keeping the goal of a knockout in mind from the early rounds. His patience, combined with sustained power and endurance, culminated in a decisive 12th round stoppage, cementing his dominance. Observers and analysts widely praised the performance as impressive for a divisional debut, noting that Davis not only adapted well to the new weight, but also showcased championship-level composure and finishing ability.
I ain't gonna lie, bro could punch a little bit. I was surprised. I'm like, damn, okay. But yeah, man, I just felt like, I feel like he had a lot of respect for me in the ring. I feel like I was already getting to him in the weigh-ins, the press conference. I don't know. I think I just always get to my opponents before I fight. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I just be being myself, for real. And he was showing me a lot of respect in there in the ring. But also, as the fight just kept going on, we both got comfortable with each other, like, all right, bet. So I did fear him actually trying to win, for sure. But, like, after a while, as I kept punching him and as my strength and energy was not going down, he was just in there. So then after like 6th round, I'm like, all right, I got 6 more rounds to go. I'm really about to try to stop you now. You know what I'm saying? Even in the 12th round, I'm like, I'm about to stop you. Like it never left my head. Like, I'm about to stop you. Like, every round, I'm about to stop you. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen.
Keyshawn Davis spoke candidly about the emotional journey leading up to the fight, describing the twists, turns, and personal struggles he faced since his last bout. Davis shared that there were nights when he questioned whether he even wanted to continue boxing, highlighting the mental and emotional challenges he had to overcome to return to the ring. Despite these obstacles, he fulfilled a long-standing promise to his fans by scoring a knockout in his 140-pound debut against Jermaine Ortiz. Performing in front of 20,000 fans, Davis expressed a deep sense of gratitude and purpose, framing the victory as a pivotal moment in his career. He described the fight as a dream realized, demonstrating that perseverance, faith, and determination can turn setbacks into defining achievements, signaling that his career trajectory is now on a promising upward path.
Getting a knockout win in his debut at 140 to cement his status as a top player in the division, and I'm going to turn it over to Keyshawn.
Well, first things first, all glory to God, Jesus Christ, for giving me this win. It's been a long time coming, man. From my last fight all the way to tonight, man. There was a lot of twists and turns and up and downs and nights where I just didn't even want to do this anymore. And y'all don't know the half of like how I even got here tonight, just to perform. And how I got that knockout is crazy because I always dreamed to get like a 12-round knockout, like 12 round. Like, that was always my dream. So like, to do it and an opponent like Jermaine Ortiz on my return in front of 20,000 fans, that's God, bro. That's God. I feel like he turned my whole career around. And now it's just continuing to just keep trusting in him. That he's going to do even bigger things for me. And I'm here, man. I'm back.